Hey everyone, I'm Studio Circuit and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. It feels super weird starting and seeing this screen and not the usual one that we have where the time questions come up. Like, I feel bad, I feel like we're missing our friend, but luckily enough we've got a new friend called the Companion Bucket. So without further ado, shall we continue our adventure? Okay, let's get started. My controller's not on. I'm not gonna get very far with that if my controllers ain't on.
This is the story.
We're back to our usual menu. I'm gonna skip this. We've gone through it a million times, although it is slightly different with the balloons. We just want to get back into it. Where's our Companion Bucket?
All of his co-workers
Hang on.
were gone.
Gotta check the computers.
Stanley
Companion
decided to go to the
Bucket.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, there he is. Okay, thank God. Right,
Stanley
hello.
lifted the bucket into his
There we
arms,
go.
and a
Companion
wave
Bucket
of
acquired.
comfort rushed over him.
Okay. None of the computers have anything. This is so smooth.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Should we do the opposite or what we're supposed to? We'll do what we're supposed to for the first time, and then we'll do everything else that we're not supposed to after that. That seems like a good way to go about it. Skip through.
No one was here.
This is the
Stanley
same
needed
thing.
The bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Perhaps. Does this open? It does.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it?
Yes.
The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Okay.
I can really feel it now.
Okay.
It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Okay.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be.
I can't anyway. I'm pressing X right now to hand it over.
Right now, but you have to be strong.
And the game's not letting me.
This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
You can't say nothing about petty insults, narrator. The amount of times you insulted Stanley and his intelligence.
Than I had imagined.
Because I weren't doing what you wanted us to do.
All to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends.
Hey, yes, we
That
are.
your relationship is purely superficial and
La, la,
convenient.
la, la,
that your
la,
life
la,
is
la, la.
so
We're dancing
banal
together.
and meaningless
We're more
that
than
you feel
friends.
the same sort of kinship towards any
We're friends
inanimate
with
object
buckets.
which happened to lay in your
Better-
path in an
bucket-
even
bucket
partially
fits.
enticing
We're friends with
manner.
bucket
Well,
fits.
I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
How dare you,
Expand
Mr.
on the
Broom
wide
Closet!
variety of experiences
Me and
you
Mr.
the
Bucket
have shared
are the
together.
best of friends.
Go through
We are
each of them
companions,
point
and
by
we are
point.
together
Share
in
your
bucket
journey,
law. We are
introducing
even
the
married.
rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket, as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
I already did, but I'm just gonna go now. Bye.
Coming
Go.
to a staircase, Stanley and the
Whee!
bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Ew. Executive bathroom. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but something yours, of course, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely oh, there's a collectible! I completely missed that! Yeah!
One of the miniature Stanley
that.
figurines.
I walked
Remember,
straight in the room and
no
didn't even
reward
see
for
it.
collecting all of these. Only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done.
Oh,
You can't
Jesus
buy that
Christ,
sort
I
of happiness,
completely
Stanley. God
missed
knows
that.
I tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment.
I
you come across
will
one of these
savor
beautiful
them,
figurines.
savor them, yeah, I will savor them. Thank you. Anything else? Can I take the soap from my bucket? No. Okay, you can only have one companion. I didn't even notice that was in there. Like, honestly, I am so blind. I've got an idea. Can we do this with the companion bucket as well? Or no?
Stepping into the manager's office,
Damn!
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this
So
revelation,
854,
Stanley
is
may
it?
have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if
2,
not for the soothing presence
8,
of a bucket. Even
4,
now, in his darkest
5.
of hours,
Yes, I
Stanley
remembered
traced the
it.
correct code by sheer luck.
I
Was
remember
it that
it.
the
You know
bucket
how long
knew
it's
all
been since we
along?
played.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Yes.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Up. I was staring at the floor. I didn't know where I was supposed to go. Sorry, I'm not that clever. I don't know why I do this to myself. Every single time I start recording, I always have like a slight fear that I'm not actually recording. Okay, let's go down. Alright, it freaks me out for a second. Whee! We're in the lift. We're going down. Okay, we've got lots to do today. Oh my god, I am getting spammed.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I hope so. The bucket's here for me. I need a friend. I need someone to hold my hand while doing all this, to be
Stanley and the
honest.
bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind
Okay, we
Control
are doing what we're
Facility.
supposed to this time for a change. Usually we don't bother. Okay. And we pushed a button.
The
Yes?
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I'm surprised this bucket's got enough of a brain to wonder about anything, but here we are. Okay. I mean, he certainly has more of a brain than me and Stanley combined, so this is why. This is the companion bucket story, not Stanley's. Is it this one? Oh yeah, it's this one.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the
Stanley!
office was
Do
being
not drop the
videotaped,
bucket! Could you imagine if we
monitored like
did? If we
guinea
dropped the bucket
pigs.
down this hole?
The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Oh no,
as
shh,
Stanley
bucket, it's
patted
okay,
it
it's
gently,
okay.
reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Yeah, we won't end up like them. Fired. Okay. Oh yeah, we're supposed to go this way. Whee! Okay, let's go. Du-du-du-du-du.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place?
To do or not to
These
do?
questions
That
were
is the question.
furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
People! See what I mean? What I said in the broom closet? He was there like, yeah, the closet's insulting you. Meanwhile, he just casually insults us all the bloody time. I should stop yelling because my poor mic is not going to be able to handle
He
it.
screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one
Sorry, we look like we're in a part. Oh. Hello? Oh, this way.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
Mind
labeled with
control
emotions.
facility.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
There we go. We did what we were supposed to do. I was letting him talk there. We've done that ending, so now we can go and cause as much mayhem as we'd like after this. Is he going to let us take the bucket with us, though? That is the question.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
I have no idea if I'm even moving.
Yes, they had done it.
Stanley
and the bucket had defeated their
Hello?
greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Where's the
Freedom was now
exit?
mere moments away.
Help!
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped
Oh, it's
through the
behind us.
secret door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it
What
was
an odd
simple
thing to
life
want
they
to do.
envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together.
Yeah.
With one another to lean on, to trust, to support, and to... What? Wait. What was happening?
Why is the door stopped? It didn't stop last time.
Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What are you on about? No. No,
silence filled the room.
It freed us last time.
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face.
No!
This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh, no!
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
That is true.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right?
I think Stanley's got a screw loose.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Help. Narrator. No, he just ended the game on us. I was like, Jim, help. Jim, let us out, please. And he did, but he broke the game. Okie dokie. See, we gotta do this enough times to get the computers to spawn to input the buttons. Like in one sitting, I think you gotta get like
workers were gone. What could it
5 endings, I think,
Stanley
or maybe.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's go. Pick up the bucket again.
The confusion and the chaos.
See, we've got these input buttons, so I think we have to click this how many more times? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 more times. So we got to get him to like restart the game 4 times to see what happens when we input all the buttons. And I am honestly curious. But let's go this way. I want to go and try that office thing again. See if we can get out the door again. Because we almost had it last time. We just missed the timing ever so slightly. There will be an award for finding them all. How did I completely miss this last time? Lies. You are. Who are you? 666 lol. There will be cleaning of this wall required. I want to go home. I want them so much. Stop kidding yourselves. Inside the sequel exhibit. A large room, lots of boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs, somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for someone who's... Oh. Okay. Lol, looks like 427, hahaha. Wait, were these ticked off last time? So maybe we need to find these things. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Right, we know what the stairs are now, and we know what red and blue is. Is there some kind of game? There must be a point to all of this. This is completely different from last time. Warehouse access plan. Produce 1 plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's our emails from warehouse floor. Construct a new strategically sound bridge. We need more planks. Yeah, this is completely different. What? Yeah, this was not like this last time. Trust the completionist instinct. Oh my god, okay. We're spinning figures, ideas. Okay, I'm not reading all of that. Good luck. Thank you. What the hell? This completely changed. Maybe we are the collectibles. How can we find them? I'm so confused.
Oh, Stanley.
Okay, this is the same. Yeah, so that office was completely different then.
You can come into a staircase.
Okay, this must be the thing to do with stairs. So we're going to see if we get a tick. Okay, but first of all, we're going to try this. I can't believe... Was that like that the first time I entered the office? It couldn't have been. I would have seen. Surely. Trying to get just far enough to trigger it. But not so... Oh, for God's sake!
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck.
Yep.
Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him?
Okay, yes. Cool. But here we go. I will get it. I will. Okay. Press Press the down button, and we're gonna go through the labeled escape. Just move them out the way. They were just slightly in the way of the screen, and I couldn't quite see. I was like, whoopsie. Or should we go and do the where we turn it on again? What should we do? Oh, I don't know. There's so much to do.
Bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read "Mind
We'll go this way.
Control Facility." Although this passageway had the word "escape" written on it, the truth was
It's
that
so
at
nice
the
to
end
walk
of the
down
store,
here. I don't even
Stanley
think
and
we
the
did
bucket
this as
would
just
both meet a
Stanley.
violent death.
Or did we? Is this the one that leads to
The door behind them was not
the
shut.
museum?
Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
What happens if I go right now? Is he gonna comment on it? And it's not just the bucket, he's the companion bucket, or Mr. Bucket for short, dude. Dun 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 dun.
But of course, Stanley and the bucket thought nope, it's death for Stanley and the bucket.
Death of Stanley and the bucket seems about right. I mean, he's already tried. The facility won't let the bucket leave. But will the facility let the bucket die? Is the question. Because the facility seems rather connected to his bucket and doesn't want to lose it. So that is what we're going to go and find out.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into
Yep.
a very painful
Curiosity
death
killed the
for
cat,
each of
and I
them.
don't think satisfaction is going to bring it back this time. Oh, scary red tunnel. Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Secret, secret, secret. For those of you who know, you know. Alright, let's go, Stanley. Whee! Hello? Oh! Yeah, it's a big chompy chomps. We're at the big chompy chomps, everyone. Where's our bucket? Oh, he is in the
machine
corner
whirled
there.
into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise.
Oh, no!
Stanley reflected on how meaningless
Help!
the bucket's warmth and
Help!
comfort had
I'm
turned
so
out to be.
scared.
To be
No.
sure, it puts the mind
Actually, I
and
don't know if
soul
the
at
game's
ease
actually going to
embrace
kill
the
us this
bucket.
time.
But what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
That's true.
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere.
Why would you...
Stanley.
No, Stanley, you love this bucket. This bucket is your companion. Ah!
Farewell, Stanley, cried the
I knew
narrator,
she'd come and save
as
us.
Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Whee! Hello,
In a
lady.
single visceral instant,
Janita.
the bucket's life
Janita
came
is your
to
name
an
now.
end as it was crushed violently to death.
I don't bet. I forgot that happened. I forgot. Oh, that's the wrong way. We'll go this way instead. Stanley Parable. It should have a number 2
It was
at
a
the bottom there.
shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way.
Oh my god.
But this one stood above the rest.
They've
It was a
changed it.
glorious bucket to behold.
Okay, I'm excited for this. The bucket. They've changed it. Welcome you to... Well, the bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like the bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. I mean, I can concur. My brain is frequently empty. A cavernous void. But through use of this I thought there was a the there. There isn't a the there. It's just but through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and sustained. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learn here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging out about the information in this exhibit? I'm having a hard enough time reading this, never mind processing and like taking information out into the world. Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit, or will you turn a blind eye and continue lives as you were, in ignorance and darkness? Probably the latter, to be honest. I don't know how I'd even explain this to somebody else I knew. I thought that was my screen with a split in it, but no, it's the light.
Arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this.
Oh my
and
god,
to
I didn't even
claim it for
notice
his
that we
own.
didn't have the
Can
bucket
you
with us
see the
anymore. How did I
hubris
not
that blinded
notice?
him? Can you see that the bucket is
Mr.
far
Bucket!
more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Why do they always take my buckets away? Like, why? What did I do to deserve this? Losing my bucket everywhere I go. A photograph of 25 buckets. Sorry, excuse me. The greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. The photographer experienced catatonic shock for several weeks as a result of euphoria from exposure to as many buckets at once. There are way more than 25 buckets on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 12. Yeah, there's way more! I counted just to make sure this photographer is a liar. What? A bucket with 2 handles. Oh my god, that's just too much. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. That's kind of cool. It makes no sense, but okay. Mr. Bucket, I will get you. Can we pick this one up? Oh, no, it's just a wooden bucket. Cool. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control. Billions died yet, in spite of all of that, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. That is true. When you fill a bucket with too much water and it kind of like swings about, no one's in control of that. Just no one. You got cavemen when they're shot, they got a leak in their roof, they put a bucket underneath, and then the animals drink from the bucket. That is cool. That is a cool picture. I like that. I like that a lot. And then there's this guy with a bucket on his little thing, he's leaving. Cave drawing. While we know the buckets predate the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early man's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its struggles. Like both of them, both Janetta and Jim, the narrator, are saying that Stanley isn't worthy. So are you trying to say that Stanley isn't a human, or that Stanley, this particular human, isn't worthy of the bucket? Because the bucket let us pick it up, so surely the bucket already determined that we were in fact worthy. Ooh.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one.
Exactly what I was just saying.
It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Bucket. But yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. The bucket chose us, and yet the lady's saying, the hanging bucket, a piece that symbolises a necessary relationship between bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably for our own good. So if I were to try and jump for the bucket, would I die? Would I die? Okay, everyone, buckle up. Ah! No! I got it. I got the bucket. I did it. I did it. What happens if I click X? Did we die? Stanley?
But there is something we can do.
Yes.
Something we can do together, you and I.
Yes.
We'll right this terrible wrong.
Okay.
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed
What?
by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world.
I'm happy to follow the bucket. She killed us and the bucket. Us and the bucket died, just so you know. I couldn't put the bucket down. It wasn't an option. What's going to happen now? We just load again. We're loading again. Oh no. Oh dear. It's not going too well, is it? I'm going to do all the endings of the left door today, I think. And then I'll do the endings on the other side. On the right. Okay, Stanley is back.
Co-workers were gone.
Check all the computers again.
What did it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Figures Founders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. Ah, okay, so that's new. That wasn't there before. There we go. There's the computer input. So we just need to do 3 more, I think. 3 more endings.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Bucket's back.
With the bucket in his
Yay,
arms,
Mr. Bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Yeah, I know. Entered the door on his left. I'm already on it.
Door on his left.
Too slow, narrator. I'm well speedy. Okay. So we're gonna try and get out that door. And if we get stuck again, what we'll do is we'll go do the other ending with the mind control room where we actually turn it on again.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Jeez Louise, we are speeding at this point. Okay, let's go. Can we trigger it? Can we trigger it? I don't know the exact point that triggers it, you know? God. Yes, no, yes. Come on! Doors! Open!
Stepping into his
There's gotta be a...
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Alright, I guess we're doing that over it.
Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
4, oh no,
Even
8,
now,
5,
in
no.
his darkest of hours,
Oh yeah,
did
no,
the
oh.
bucket's warmth and guiding light
2,
pierce the
8,
dark clouds of confusion and
4,
chaos.
5.
It would be with him, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket...
You ask this question every time, my dude.
This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, let's go. Just smack my knee. Woo!
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things.
What, you mean like not having a Stanley Parable Deluxe edition as a name?
What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
Yes, I think I like that.
Oh god,
Another
it sounds like
under your
a mix between like... Oh, it just sounds like you're trying to say tangerines, but you're saying the wrong word. How did I miss that every single time I came in here, by the way? I missed that. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm blind. I need glasses. Okay, let's see. Mr. Stanley Parable. We've gotten so many. We're doing quite well as well. We're getting through quite a few endings, you know. Quite good at the moment. We're doing alright. The narrator's not too mad at it either for a change. But I really do need to be more
Stanley
observant.
and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yep. You gotta go through all of these buttons again. Poor Stanley. He lives the same life over and over and over again. At least he's doing what makes him happy, which is pushing buttons. Although, when I was growing up, I was always told that pushing people's buttons was a bad thing. But no, not Stanley. Stanley does whatever he wants. Maybe that's a double hitting meaning. Maybe you are literally pushing buttons, and maybe you're pushing the narrator's buttons, you know? Philosophy and all that.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
Can I have the path, please, before I fall asleep? It's too late at night to be recording it. It's too late. It's dark outside. My brain is going. It's bedtime. Okay, push the button.
Was the bucket
My
and
name
the mind
is...
control facility's influence as well?
Yes.
Had the bucket been told to do
Yes.
things it didn't wish to do? What
Oh, there's a box. Can I get on this box? Oh no, this box doesn't do anything.
These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
I wonder if it's possible to make your way out of these gaps.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed.
Hello, Stanley. I forget that your brain resets every single time. Meanwhile, we are just going through this game like we've gone through it a million times before. Da 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 da. Okay, what happens if we press it on? Is my question. Oh, am I in control still, Stanley? I'm wiggling the control. Oh, I am. I just hello.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Oh my god! I couldn't find my way out of the cardboard bag, cardboard box. I mean,
walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to
mind control system
Stanley
offline.
decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
I don't get to make the choice. Well, you already know that the place won't leave the bucket leave, so we've got to press it on.
But at the last second, the bucket.
I'm just gonna have a drink of water.
The button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped.
The bucket is in control.
Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen.
Which is
birds.
Birds!
Silly.
Seagulls!
Silly birds. The control buttons became active again.
We can have more birds and more birds, different kind of birds. Okay, what kind of birds do we want? We'll go for these ones. Oh my god, the parrots! Look at them, they're adorable!
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over.
Oh my god, so you mean this entire time we've been so afraid to turn the button on that we didn't bother being scared? Oh, that was cute.
Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hands. The one who had pointed him.
Oh my god, look at the hair on that one!
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives.
I'd happily spend the rest of my life in this place with these birds. Look
Look
at those two. That one's yelling at him because he's late home. And this one could give less of a crap.
This one was surely the best.
How many bird videos do you have? Oh, okay, cool. Oh. Aww. I was looking at the birds. I thought I would stuck there for the rest of my life, and yet somehow, no. Did I push the button? I must have pushed a button on a computer. I must have done it. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. I'm losing my mind already. I've only been here 2 minutes. Yes, we know. All the co-workers gone. Blah, blah, blah. Where's my companion bucket?
Mr. Memo. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again. Not truly alone. Not with the bucket around.
Okay. No.
Stanley
yeah, no.
flung the bucket to his cheek. Could his co-workers really all be
No.
gone?
Yeah, no, it's none of these. So none of these have a button that needs input on. Okay. Just double check again. I'm not losing my marbles. Isn't there usually a printer in this room? Or is it the next? It can't be the next. The next goes to the office. I don't know. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door.
Here we go. Hopefully we don't get stuck again. Whee! I like how it plays a different music now compared to before. Okay, let's go
Coming to
up.
the staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay, there must be a way to do this.
Stepping into his
Yes!
manager's office.
I managed it. I don't know how, because I was walking. Oh my god, look! Oh my god, I've never noticed it goes onto this computer. Okay, so we need to keep an eye out on all the computers that we passed then. I never even thought here it would count. So we need to do it 2 more times. Okay, everyone, we can do this. Let's go back. Okay, cool. Go through here. Go this way. We're just going to check these computers on our way back as well. I really do wonder what happens if you push all the buttons. Like, we only need to do it 2 more times. So if need be for my curiosity, I will trigger the same ending again, just to see what happens. Okay, check these. Any of these? No. No. Where else is there another computer? There has to be another computer somewhere. Is there another computer in the boss's office? I don't think so. I don't know. We'll have to see. We could go through the... Oh, I forgot how dark it gets in here. Yeah, so we'll have to see if like number 4 and 5 turn up, or is it number 5? I don't know. I think we gotta press it 2 more times. You are now leaving. Okay, cool. So we found another exit. Is the game gonna let us go this time? Up the stairs. Is this the thing with stairs, maybe? We'll have to see if it gets ticked off on the little board, if we've got the right stairs. See, we might not have the right stairs. We might have the completely wrong area. But we'll have to see. We'll have to try. Okay, let's go. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. So many stairs. Jesus Christ, Stanley must be fit. I mean, for an office worker, he certainly is. Mr. Bucket's so lucky he doesn't have legs. Otherwise, I'd make him carry me halfway up these stairs. Oh my god, round and round we go. Like, jeez, I'm lucky it's the same direction though. It's so dark. I could barely even figure out where I'm going. 759. Let's see if we're actually, like the rooms are actually changing, or we're actually just going through the same thing. Okay, no, okay. Escape launch pod bay. Let's see what else is in here. Anything? Escape. We'll go this way. Okay, Mr. Bucket. We're gonna escape together, yes? We're gonna get out of here. Ooh. What is this? What is this? Okay. Stanley. You have enough autonomy to actually put the bucket down. Stanley! He has that you wipe his tears. Mr. Bucket. Mr. Bucket. No! Why can't we go with them? I'm actually genuinely sad. Mr. Bucket. Why is that so sad? No way! Is that it? Are we gonna lose Mr. Bucket forever now? Like how the narrator's even quiet. The narrator is being quiet. He's got nothing to say about this. Let's just have a moment of silence for Mr. Bucket. What a short and sweet, loving relationship. Stanley?
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
I forgot to check our computer. I bet you one of the inputs is on our computer, isn't it? I bet you anyway. I should have checked our computer and I forgot. Oh god. Oh no, it's here.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, so next time we load in, I've got to check our computer.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But there we go. Finally, I was trying to press the input, so we need to do it one more time. So I bet you it's going to be our computer. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. No way! Mr. Bucket's gone!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors...
Is he gone? Have I accidentally set the game back to like normal? Okay, no, things are still a bit messy. Nearby a fireplace. We got that one. Oh, this is where they are. Oh. Oh, I'm an idiot. A private but spenny place for an important person. In the bathroom. Nearby a fireplace. Oh my god, I thought these were like different endings you could get. No, these are where they are. Places to set. I'm an idiot. Oh my god. A large room with lots of boxes. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. So, yeah. Okay, well, we're going to go down the stairs today anyways. Please, can I have Mr. Bucket back?
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah!
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies.
Oh, I do like Figlies.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner?
You can say,
of your
I'm
screen
feeling
go up at
Figly.
once?
We're gonna go with Figly.
Excellent. I'm sure it will come.
Figly! Okay, okay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for
I
that.
wonder if we could go
And in
back
such
through
a
the right
competitive
door.
Economy, why had he taken that risk? All because
If we go back through the door, can we get the bucket back?
vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something.
I'm gonna go
occurred
through
to
this
Stanley.
ending and see what happens if I
Maybe,
push the last
he thought to
button.
himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment
Whee!
for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Hopefully Mr. Bucket
As
actually
Stanley
spawns back
pondered
in.
This, he began to make other strange observations. For example,
Because even
why
if we
couldn't
picked up
he see
Mr.
his
Bucket, he
feet
wouldn't be with
when
us
he
for the
looked
button
down?
ending.
Why
If
did
there is a
dogs
button
go
ending.
automatically
Because
behind him wherever he went?
we had to walk past
And for that
out of the
matter,
office,
these
out of
rooms
our
were
office to
starting
go
look
find
pretty
it.
familiar. Were they simply repeating?
They are,
No,
yes.
Stanley said to himself,
But yeah,
this is
we had to
all
go
too
out of
strange.
our
This can't
office
be
to get the
real.
bucket,
And at
to get
last,
Mr.
he
Bucket.
came to the
So then,
conclusion that
surely
it
we
had
wouldn't be able
been
to trigger that
a
ending
mistake.
anyway with
He
Mr.
just
Bucket. So it's
hadn't
okay.
found
This will be one that we had to do without Mr. Bucket.
Dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief.
Go
Stanley
to
felt
sleep.
to have finally
Go to
found an
sleep.
answer,
Go
an
to
explanation.
sleep,
His
little
co-workers weren't
Stanley.
actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
I want my
He thought to
bucket
himself,
back. I
suppose
want
I'll
it
wake
back,
up soon.
please.
I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
Can I
may as
get a
well
drink?
enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he
No.
imagined himself
Aw.
flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Are we gonna float again?
Then he imagined himself.
Are we just up? Yeah, we are.
soaring through space on a
Whee!
magical
You are slightly taller.
and it too appeared.
Whee!
It was so much fun.
Stars.
And Stanley
In the
marveled that
sky.
he'd still not
In the
woken up.
sky.
How was he
Full
remembering
of stars.
so
Oh,
lucid?
there's a car.
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Du- 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 du-
One,
du-
he
du.
was amazed. he
Where
hadn't
is
asked
my
himself
bucket? Is
sooner.
my question.
Why is there a voice in my head?
Well, actually,
dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
I think like half the population have a voice in their head and half don't. I don't know the exact numbers, but yeah, some people do have a voice in their head that does narrate things. Like when I read books, my brain reads the book to me, like in a voice, in my voice, in my head. I don't know if that's a thing that happens to everyone, but that's what my voice does. And when I'm thinking, I hear myself thinking. Like my own brain has my voice, and I can hear my own thoughts if I sit and concentrate long enough. I don't know, is that just me, or is that like a lot of people thing?
Stanley is.
I'm not talking about intrusive thoughts. I'm just talking about, like, for example, if I had to think about shopping, instead of saying out loud, oh, I need to get eggs, I need to get milk, I could think about that in my head, and I hear that in my own voice. Like, I hear, I need to get eggs, and I won't need to say anything, which is cool. I stood still there and closed my eyes, like you can somehow hear my brain.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just.
The narrator's having a mental
would
breakdown.
He
Jim,
would
are
prove
you
that
okay?
he was
You need to
in
stay off the
control,
coffee ban.
That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself
Oh.
to wake up.
Stanley,
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Stanley,
the fresh air of a world outside this one.
Stanley.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
I don't think he's
I'm
going to
through
wake
with
up.
this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Stanley, you're certainly
Please,
pushing mine, and
it's
so is
all
the
I want.
narrator.
I want my apartment and my wife,
He's married?
my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My
Oh yeah,
life
he is married
normal.
because we have the phone,
I
don't
am
we?
normal. Everything will be fine.
I want the bucket back. Our wife, Mrs. Bucket.
Okay.
Oh, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I thought it would being the Stanley Parable too. We would be stuck in the same ending. Oh dear.
I have a boss. I have
Oh
an
dear.
office. I am real.
Help.
Please, just someone tell me
Help.
I'm real. I must be
Will
real.
this stay out? I'm
must
gonna go
be.
back
Can
to Mrs.
anyone
Bucket,
hear my
I promise.
voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Duh. Oh my god, it's the same ending as before. We will never escape this curse.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Yep.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Damn, without the
But
bucket.
on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming.
Oh
to
dear.
himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
So maybe the office is just part of a delusion that Stanley has. Maybe.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
That's just horrible. She sees a man lying on the street, you know, hanging on to life by a thread, and she goes, yeah, this makes me feel better.
And by extension, the rest of her life.
What a mean lady. Mariella, or whatever her name was.
Only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
I would run from you if I wasn't lying flat on the pavement, man. You're the scary one out of the two of us. Not the man who's lying on the floor, but the woman who feels better because she sees a man lying on the floor. Right, okay, we've only got to push one more input. I wanted to do it with a bucket, but... That's if it is Stanley's computer, which I reckon it would be. That would make the most sense. I knew it would be! I knew it, right. That doesn't do anything. Let's push the last button. Input received. What's gonna happen? I'm so confused. It's just gone black. Hello? Welcome to Stanley Heaven. Welcome, Stanley to Heaven. Oh my god, what the heck? What the heck is this? Hello? Can I push all the buttons in a row? Let me see, where are the off buttons? Did I turn back on again? Did they get, oh they do get turned back on again, okay. What an odd ending, narrator. Are you here? I wonder if it's possible to like do an entire row. They make little boopy noises. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my god. I don't think we're gonna get an entire row. No, we are not fast enough. How do I leave? Narrator! Oh my god. This is Stanley Heaven. What the heck, man? What the heck? How do I get out? I guess I have to reset. Should I reset? I'm in heaven. I mean, we have got one more ending, I believe. Have we got one more ending? On that side? Oh yeah, we need to see if the bucket ending is any different. Okay, we're going to begin the game again and we're going to pick up the bucket. Hopefully the bucket's there. It should be, right? Right? It's not going to send us all the way back to like... Stanley Parable, what is it? I want to see if the bucket ending is any different. We did say goodbye to Mr. Bucket, but I would like it back.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
This is
Stanley
different.
just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone at the
Yes.
good old bucket.
Yes.
Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another.
This is a different intro from
adventure
usual.
together. Stanley clutched the bucket.
Okay, we're back to normal. We're back to normal.
into
Let's
the
go.
door on his left.
Okay. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling put together. So we got one more ending to do. Somewhere red and blue, a large room with lots of boxes. These must be in the other area. We'll be alright, we'll find them. Did you know Small floating objects have appeared across the office. We synergize the resources to ensure their retrieval. There are many questions. There was no memo for management. Oh my god. Alright, let's go. One more ending today.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
Nope,
office.
we want to see if this is any different this time with our bucket.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
I don't think it's going to be any different with the
And in
bucket.
such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
I don't know.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself,
He must be crazy if he's
I'm
taking a
crazy.
bucket with him
He
everywhere.
looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy?
It is something different. Yeah, he
The bucket
asks himself
returned
if
his
he's
gaze,
crazy.
But said nothing at all.
What a rude bucket.
Strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He
Exactly.
held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's
How
bucket?
did we-
This is all
we can't get out
terribly
the
wrong.
door either. Did
Surely
you
no
see? He
good would
closed the
come
door
from
on
this.
us.
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the
Okay,
psychologically
okay.
grounding presence of his bucket.
Where did my bucket go?
Now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very
Where did it
odd.
go?
And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Where's the bucket?
Oh, gracious. He
Where's the
exclaimed,
bucket?
Without my bucket, I've gone
Where's the
truly
bucket?
mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Bucket! Where's the bucket?
Stanley, it's me. The
What did you do with my bucket, Jim? I swear to God, if you heurt Mr.
He
Bucket,
rushed forward from
I'm
room
gonna
to room,
find
one
you,
bucket
and
after
I'm
the
gonna
next.
mess up
None
your
of them
story
were his.
so
None of
bad
them
that
were
you
his
will need
special
therapy.
bucket.
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
Where are
He
you?
had to find the bucket. He had to return
Bucket!
to his old
Oh!
friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
There's
And
so
then suddenly,
many.
he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
Where?
The real
Stanley?
bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony.
What are you going to do, Stanley? Stanley, don't do anything. Stanley, don't try and rip a bucket out. Stanley, we don't have a bucket inside. We
This
have
is
the
story
spirit of the
a
bucket.
woman named Mariella.
Oh no, not Mariella again.
Mariella
the
woke
bitch.
up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
She's got the
But on
bucket.
this particular day,
I
her
knew
work
it!
was
She's the
interrupted
cause
by
of
the
our
body
death.
of a man
She's the
who had
common
stumbled
denominator in
through
all of
town,
this. Not our
coughing
actions,
and
not the fact that
screaming
we're
to
Stanley.
himself, and then
Her!
perhaps dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone
Oh my
mad,
God.
ranting
Oh my
and
God.
raving about a narrator describing all of his actions.
We have
Everything is
someone as
predetermined,
deep
and free
as the
will is an
bucket.
illusion, and it's all just a
And as
video
wide as a
game.
bucket
It could
rim.
all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him.
He should have worn his bucket like a helmet. He'd be
He'd
fine.
forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought. And she hugged her own bucket even.
That's right. You take care of your bucket. We lost ours
Time for this.
in our
There were a
delusions.
myriad of confusing
In our
problems she
in
had
our
so
greed
much
for
to
more,
do.
we lost our true
Her
bucket.
would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all
Hello,
over
Mr.
work.
Motorbike, making a cameo in my videos as usual. He's always loud and noisy. Okay. Alright, as we load in here, you guys know what time it is for? Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk today. I need to go to bed, like, honestly. My brain is running on fumes. Running on fumes. I'm gonna go pick up the bucket.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Pick up the bucket.
Where are we going today? The
Mr. Bucket asked.
Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfectly fine with him.
Well, you heard, Stanley. Anywhere they go together will be perfectly fine. And right now, me, Stanley, and Mr. Bucket are going for a nap. So, as per usual, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've had lots of fun recording this. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate all of you. And if you have enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you next week. Bye for now.